holistic treatment, thinking about the bigger picture, finding what works for you as a human being just works.
Yeah, taking the time, getting vulnerable, confronting those issues that have been plaguing us our whole life. Like, I truly believe, and we hear this all the time, that people who do treatment are almost better off than people who've led a somewhat normal life, but never had to confront, childhood traumas and different things like that. Because, when you go to treatment, you can really take the time to dive in there and handle these things that have been plaguing you your whole life.
Absolutely. And I mean, just having that safe space to just explore is really a cool thing. So I ended up staying not 30 days, but 90 days because I needed it.
Yeah.
I didn't even just have one counselor at the end. I had multiple. And it was such a great experience. It was a hard experience, but it was great. And it changed a lot of things for me. So I had a job waiting for me when I got out, and I just made the decision like, no, I'm going to give myself a break from work because I'm pretty good at work, but I'm not so good at life. And I moved to Canada. I left everything in DC, like my friends, my family, my apartment, and I just went to go live in the mountains in Cranbrook, British Columbia, which is a very small town, but beautiful. Like there's lakes, there's mountains, there's everything. And just give myself the gift of learning how to live life again. I'm not going to lie to you. It was hard in the beginning. I did everything the treatment center said, get a counselor, find a sponsor, go to meetings. But I felt pretty lost leaving because I didn't have work anymore to kind of mold into. And I took a year off of work. And that was, there were days where I felt like I was clawing through life. Like I was still processing some of the trauma with my counselor that I had discovered while I was in rehab. I had to learn how to have fun again. Like going snowboarding, I used to have fun because I was drinking through it, but now I had to do it sober, and I had a meltdown on the mountain, and it was really ugly, and like people around were like laughing at me, and I was like, oh my God, sobriety, there's a lot to this. So after that first year, I went back to work as an event planner in British Columbia, but I wasn't feeling fulfilled. So I started to think about what else can I do? And I knew that I wanted to volunteer and to help other people on their journeys. And that's when I started to look at coaching, because this was 2 years in. So I started drawing out like different areas of my life that I had really, gotten good at over the years. Like, okay, I've learned how to have fun now. I've learned how to build a routine for myself. And then I started talking to a lot of happy, sober people that were like, yeah, my life is so much better. I asked all of them to tell me their stories because I really wanted to understand how they got so happy. Like, what was it that they were doing that I could integrate into my own life? And I started putting these pieces together, and I went back to school again to get my recovery and life coaching certificate from the NET Institute. And I got really excited finally about this next part of my life, because every time I helped somebody, I felt great helping them, but it also helped me. And Absolutely. I finally found purpose, right? Like you can't put a price on that.